All right, we're with food writer Heather Atwood. And Heather, you know, we had you on Josh Arnold's Trending Now, and I was blown away by all the stuff that you do. It's not your traditional recipes that you do. So what is it you actually, how do you present this stuff?
How do I present this stuff? Well, there are two things about a good recipe. One is it has to be a good recipe. It has to taste really good.
That's the main thing.
That's the most important part.
Okay.
But sometimes there's another piece, and that is the story behind it. Sometimes there's a really great story
Behind a recipe.
Yeah.
So it's not just like a math teacher would do, make a formula up.
No, there's actually often a great story about where the recipe came from. Maybe it's been made for 1,000 years. Maybe it was made in, Nona's kitchen around the corner, but she's interesting. She came over here from Sicily. She brought this recipe with her, and then or her grandmother did, and then she changed it 1,000 times, and it's brand new.
Can you give one to us now without giving a whole story away? Just a little teaser on something that you find maybe the most amazing of it all behind a recipe, or maybe one that's in your top 100.
Sure. Well, okay. This is just a funny story about a recipe, and I think it makes this recipe even that much more significant. Boston cream pie. Okay. Now, do you like Boston cream pie?
Well, who doesn't? Come on.
A lot of people don't.
No way.
That's the whole thing about Boston cream pie. All right. It has a long history. It was supposedly created at the Parker House in 1855. It wasn't. That's a myth. But the best story about Boston cream pie is that men love it and women are like, nah, they don't care about it.
Really?
There's a serious gender divide about Boston cream pie.
Oh my, sort of like being able to use a zapper. There's a gender divide with that too, right?
Exactly, and you just prove the truth of it.
Okay, all right, finally.
I don't care about Boston cream pie.
No, that's your loss.
Well, isn't that funny?
I know, it is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, how do we find your stuff? Do you have a website?
I have
contact
a website, heatheratwood.com. The blog is called Food for Thought. I have 3 different sections there right now. I'm going to be telling stories about food. It's going to be a segment called Stories Served Here. I'm also working on my blog on a section in which I cook a recipe a week from an old fishing cookbook.
Ooh.
It's a cookbook called the Provincetown Seafood Cookbook. It's out of print. Anthony Bourdain declared it the best seafood cookbook in the world. If you go to Amazon to purchase it, copies start at $100 and go to $7,000. It's an incredible book, and it has this rich history.
So we go to your website again. What is it?
heatheratwood.com.
There you go. Food writer Heather Atwood.